Okay, so you can imagine, right? You've got Marine Corps and Navy. There's a slight competitiveness with the two of us. So he can't jump in and give you this awesome tidbit about how to open your lessons and not I can't have add something to that. So I'm jumping in here as well. So to me, one of the most important things in being able to instruct someone is connection. If they don't feel connection with you, they can't even listen to you. They can't want to listen to you. And so that most of us, especially us men, have a hard time with connection, right? That's not something that we're going to spend a lot of time worrying about and talking about, and oftentimes we feel uncomfortable even going into it. So with that, especially, this is coming from a Navy SEAL. So again, like, we want to keep surprising you here. Combat proven Navy SEAL wants to talk about connection. But what I've found in my life, in my business, in my relationships, the more I've been able to systematically develop connection, the more I've been able to help other people. And as a sailing instructor, that's your job, right? Your job is to create an environment where they can make the right choices on the sailboat when you're not there. And in order to do that, they have to feel a connection with you. So there's a simple formula for connection. There's three pieces to it. The first piece to connection is authenticity. The second piece is vulnerability. And the third piece is trust. We're going to talk about where these needs come from. Why do we as human beings need to experience authenticity, vulnerability, and trust in order to feel connection? When you're thinking about your initial interactions with students, when you're thinking about that bio, like as Ed said, you want to own it, right? So you want to own your bio. You want to own the things that have you standing in front of them with authority. And you want to create an environment where they can feel connected to you. And you're going to do that by being authentic. So with that, you aren't the best at everything, right? You have to understand, your true strengths, your truth as an instructor, and live in that. And that ties to the next one with vulnerability, right? You aren't the best at everything. And what I guarantee is you haven't been the best at everything your whole life. So the more that, especially in the opening, the more that you can spend time having them see that you were once like them, right? You were once not a good sailor. When was that time you ran aground? When was that time you embarrassed yourself trying to dock? When was that time that you forgot some critical thing, right? You got that. You want to share that story up front. You don't want to hide it. It's going to have them feel connected to you, right? Because you're being authentic, you're being vulnerable. And the last thing is trust. You need your students to trust you. But trust is like a rope. I can't push a rope. I can't push trust on someone. I have to pull it. And the way that I pull trust from someone is I have to lead them to trust. The way I lead them to trust is I have to trust first. So you have to trust that your students are there for the right reasons, that they're there to do a good job, that the decisions they're making, the actions they're taking are the best ones in the moment. And in showing them that trust, they're going to start giving it back to you. So own your bio and create connection. Create connection through authenticity, vulnerability, and trust. So once again, I imagine this is not the type of sailing instructor course you imagine you were going to be in. And the one thing you're not going to get from us is any sailing instruction. We're both still students when it comes to sailing, but what we aren't students in is leading individuals to success in high-risk environments. That's what we do better than anyone, and that's what we're going to teach you how to do as well. So once again, we can't wait to see you in the next lesson.